Glad to have you back on iBrand Daybreak. Now to the topic we have for you today. The President Muhammadu Buhari on Monday swore in Justice Olukayode Ariwola as the new acting Chief Justice of Nigeria, following the resignation of Justice Danko Muhammad. Justice Tanko resigned on Monday, citing ill health as the grounds for his resignation. Now joining us via Zoom, we have public affairs analyst Babashola Adegbuyi. Good morning and thank you for joining us on the show this morning.
Good morning, Margaret. It's a pleasure to be with you guys this morning.
All right, yeah. So now what do you make about the resignation of the Chief Justice of Nigeria, citing ill health as a reason? There are talks that may not be the sole reason he resigned, but then let's just get your thoughts on it first before we move into it deeply.
Well, what do you expect of a Chief Justice to say if he's leaving office by resigning? We don't expect him to say, okay, from corruption ground, I'm leaving the office, or for allegations ground, I'm leaving the office. Definitely for some days now, weeks now, years now, we'll be talking about his health challenges, and which they have denied on several occasions that it is not true. The guy is healthy. The guy does not need any medical attention, and now he's using the same reason to give as the same reason to leave the office. Which for me, well, I will not say it is yes, I will not say it is no, I will not doubt it, because a 69-year-old man has every reason to have medical attention because he's already getting close to 70. So if he says that is it, now we cannot deny that fact. But the question now is that the reason or the is leaving the office? From the filters we've been getting, that for almost a week now, the justice, all the judges in the Supreme Court have been, one way or the other, denying the fact that they have been coming up with different issues concerning the Supreme Court Chief Justice, the CJN of Nigeria. That even to the extent that the 14 justices in the Supreme Court have stopped attending meetings with him. They have, in one way or the other, said to him that we are no longer having any business with you. So the question now is, if such thing happened about a week or 2 weeks ago, so why will the CJN now use health ground as a reason for resignation? For me, it shows that there is more to what we are yet to see. There is more to what we are yet to see. So for me, I think the best thing for us is just to, a lot of things will stay on foot. I can bet that with you. A lot of things will stay on foot because it's just fresh. A lot of people will still come up with a lot of allegations on different reasons why the DJN took that decision it took yesterday.
Okay, before we even delve into those allegations, let's look at, his stint as the CJN, from his controversial appointments as the former CJN's, that's Onogen's, replacement, to yesterday when he had to, resign. What can you make of his leadership as the Chief Justice of Nigeria?
Well, in one way or the other, I think he has done his own. He has made his own contribution to the Judiciary Council.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, he actually fought the so-called financial autonomy, and he was able to get that. I will say good thing about that. But the main issue now is he, as a person, has a lot of corruption allegations against him.
Okay.
By justices, whereby the funds required to the 14 justices in Supreme Court are not being utilized by them, but by him, according to allegation now.
I think we have an issue with the network for
issues
now.
With connectivity.
So please, if you can hear us during the course of the show, please do well to join us. Would be waiting for you. So he was making a valid point. Let me get to you.
Yes, the financial autonomy he talked about was quite commendable. That's okay. You have the floor. Shoot.
Okay, if this is the reason, if these allegations are true, then the EFCC or whosoever, they need to step in. If this is, because before EFCC step in, someone must make a report. If nobody makes a report, then for me, it's just noise until someone makes that report and EFCC does what is necessary. For me, we are just making noise. So look at Ononge. There was there was no allegation from NJC. There
Okay.
was no allegation from NJC. The allegation was from the executive arm of the government.
Yes.
Claimed that Ononge had corruption issues, and as a result, he was abruptly removed, not honorably removed, to the extent that CJN was asked to face the code of conduct. And from there, they now asked that he should resign voluntarily, which he did. So his own case is totally different from Onge.
Yes.
You're getting my point. It's
Yeah.
totally different from Onge because his own case, his allegations are from the NJC members,
Mm-hmm.
the 14 justices of Supreme Court, and the NJC members. So for me, I believe he has a lot to say. He has to
Okay.
clear his name. He has to clear his name, and for all those that are making allegations against him, needs to come out
With
by
proofs.
making reports to the agency
Okay.
responsible for corruption and financial crimes in Nigeria.
Okay, now the talks that the president should have sworn in the new CJN in the Supreme Court. Like, what do you take from that? What's your take of that?
Well, I don't know what the Constitution says
Yeah,
about
yeah,
when
because
when
someone came up to talk about it, that the president would have sworn him in the Supreme Court, that that's the right way to go about it, but the president didn't do that.
well, the question now is, what does the Constitution say about where someone should be sworn in? We need to, or what is right? What is right is different from what is in the Constitution. If the Constitution is silent about it, where anybody can do whatever they want to do in respect of swearing in. But the main thing is the person must be sworn in.
Okay, all right. Okay, now look,
If that has,
I can hear you.
if that has always been the way it has been practiced, then for me it has become what they call extupel. Extupel means that for doing something regularly is as good as making it a rule. So if the president did that, then he must have done it wrongly, or someone must have failed to advise the president on what or where the demand should be sworn in. So I will not blame the president on that. It's the people that had the responsibility that failed to carry out that responsibility that I will blame.
Okay. Talking
And
about.
maybe also, maybe because it's yet to be a hello,
Yeah, you have the floor. Shoot.
Go on.
hello,
We can hear you. Can you hear us, please?
can you hear me?
Yes, we
very well,
can.
very well. Well, I think we're having some
Okay.
weird
Issues.
network from his end. Yeah.
Yes, from his end rather.
So he
but-
was talking about something that has been.
Hello?
Can you hear? Are you there, please?
If you can
I'm
hear.
heard.
Okay. Please go ahead.
So I will not blame the president in respect of that. What I'm saying is that is what we call extupel. That is what we call extupel. Extupel means regardless of what the law says, I think there is a network issue. Please just give me time. Let me change my network.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he'll join us soon.
Yeah, definitely connectivity issues right there. But again, we with the issue of where he was sworn in or not in terms of the venue, you should understand that it's similarly in norm here, especially for this administration that hello.
Hello.
Okay,
Sorry,
yes.
I have to change my network.
It's okay.
That's
we can,
fine.
We
We
can hear you
appreciate.
now. Please go on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
So the extupel
Okay.
means that regardless of what the law says, or regardless of what should be right, but if something has been consistently been practiced, you cannot wake up one day and say you want to change it. So if the president, if the CJN has always been sworn in Supreme Court, the president cannot just wake up and change it. Then another question we should ask ourselves: is it because he's in the acting capacity now?
Okay. Network issues there, but beyond, I mean, swearing in or not, the venue or not, the man has been sworn in. Talking about Justice Ariwola, and it's about reforming the judiciary right about now. If you have 14 justices of the Supreme Court level various allegations against the former CJN now, it means that the institution needs a reform. and we'll have to look at the kind of reforms Justice Ariwola will bring to the system. Babashala, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks for joining us once again. So please continue with that line of thought of yours.
So, like I said, maybe because it's not in a substantive position,
Yep.
that is why it's being done. That it's just my own assumption. I don't know. If I was in a substantive position, maybe they would have gone to Supreme Court to do the swearing in.
Okay.
So for me, no matter the swearing in has been done. Let the man start to work and let's go ahead with
Let's go from there.
Okay.
Okay. Let me take you on this. That those who are of the opinion that why is it Justice Olukayode Ariwola who is being sworn in as the acting CJN and not the number two, talking about Justice Odili, that those who had that debate on social media yesterday, remember that when our house was besieged last year by law enforcement agencies, she was number two at the time, and there was no official declaration that she's no longer number two. So if the CJN resigns, that those who are of the opinion that she as number two should have been sworn in as the acting CJN. What do you think about that?
Yeah, in the real sense of it, the number two should have been in that acting capacity.
Yes.
But if you are to put a lot of things into consideration, what's her age? Maybe I don't know when he was born. I don't know when he was plus 70. Maybe in the next 1 month or 2 months. I think it's the NGC that actually recommended that
the retirement
when in the acting capacity.
Okay.
I'm talking about Ariwola now.
Yes. I
So,
just even got informed that Justice Odili has also retired. So it's quite understandable that Justice Ariwola is the acting CJN.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
We're having a bit of a network issue, but irrespective, now some allegations have been leveled against the former CJN that just resigned now, and I'll just read this. New Advocate of Nigeria, attorneys, civil rights organizations, and several branches of Nigerian Bar Association on Monday demanded an investigation into the former Chief Justice of Nigeria hours after he tendered his resignation. Now, they all agreed that these allegations should not be ignored. Now, these allegations came fewer than a week when after the 14th Supreme Court justices tendered their filed their allegation. Now, we know how it's been in Nigeria, especially when allegations have come against people and then how it's swept under the carpet. And they are soliciting that this should not be ignored. For a Chief Justice of Nigeria, and this is concerning the judiciary, how do you think they are going to go about it, or it should be taken up so that it is not swept under the carpet like the normal allegations we've seen in recent times?
Well, there is something I've learned about this government. If the government is in love with you, allegations are just paper that can be trashed anytime. If the government is not in love with you, we would have seen a lot of things in the newspaper in respect of different allegations. Everybody making allegation now has every right to make a report to the ICPC or EFCC or Code of Conduct.
Code of Conduct Bureau.
In any of those three, Code of Conduct. In any of those things, depending on what the allegation is all about. If they fail to do that, then you don't expect the executive arms of government to do anything in respect of that. So for me, if anybody has allegation, don't just come to newspaper and be shouting, or go on here and be shouting, it must not be swept under. Take it to the right source. Take it to the right place that they will look into it judiciously and act upon it. If you fail to do that, then for me, you have failed in your own allegations already. So now, if the allegations are made, what I know about this government is we know how to make noise. We shout, we will disclose all secrets, then after that, we will not hear anything about it. And based on that, I can tell you nothing will come out of it. Nothing will come out of it. I have never heard of
Okay.
What's it called? Someone being accused of corruption in this country.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, everybody's mad that justice has taken place. No, The only one we know of that can tell you of are those two governors who were sentenced to 2 years after 12 years. Sentenced to 2 years, not up to 2 years now. The president has already granted them amnesty for
Yes.
them to go home. So for me, corruption is part of life in Nigeria now. It's part of life, and I have to tell you that for me, it is part of life, and nothing anybody can do about that until we have serious people in government who are ready to fight corruption with their last drop of blood. If we don't do that, all the noise we are making, they are just noise and nothing will happen and everybody will forget about it and everybody lives will continue to move on.
Okay, talking about the various accusations or allegations leveled against the former CJN, his defense at the time was the country is facing economic crunch and that affected the budget that was allocated to the judiciary in terms of the welfareism of the justices. How feasible do you think that defense line is? And two, do you think that the defense by the former CJN is something that one can examine and think it's logical enough?
Well, we need to understand something that when it comes to preparation of budget, it's
Mm-hmm.
not bound at the man at the hands of affairs. It's
Yep.
being done by the people under, and it is whatever information they give to you that we take
Yep.
to the parliamentary to defend. Now, and another thing that we always fail to do in this country is what we call accountability.
Yep.
I only know of people, I only know of National Assembly approving budget. But the question now is
Mm-hmm.
how many times have National Assembly invited all these parastatals, all these arms of government to come and defend their spending? Then the next thing you just say again is you are asking for a supplementary budget you get for social and social reason. So for the NJC, for the CGN, the former CGN to come out to say, oh, we are having issue with finances, and nobody has come out to say the National Assembly has actually approved what you guys requested. So I will go in line with him except we are saying, except the National Assembly comes out to say, come, you requested for 280 billion, and we approve 280 billion to you. For me, I will go in line with him until it is proven further that actually the total amount of money that was approved to him was used was not used judiciously. If it was not used judiciously and they are able to trace it, at least we can talk of the accountant. I could use the accountant general as an example. The man was shouting no money everywhere
Yes.
until we all have and they don't have the information that there are 80 billion naira was traced to him,
Yep.
additional 90 billion, that makes it 170 billion. So until something is proven, so until something is standard to prove the allegation of corruption against this man, for me, I will not take anybody serious in this country in respect of corruption.
Okay, I would just have to go on a very short break now. When we return, we'll continue this discussion. Thanks for being with us.